Really nice. If you're ready, very softly we can open up our eyes and keep coming back to this moment now. We've drawn a line under our day. If you're ready to, it'll remove whatever we're sitting on. And join me lying on your back with your knees bent, feet flat to the mat. You can take your arms wide, palms facing up. Palms are facing the ceilings. I'd like you to turn your hands out so that your thumb and your index finger, the outside of your thumb and your index finger, make contact with your mat. And this will hopefully lead to a rolling outward of your shoulders. You might notice that a little bit of a bend at your elbows allows you to bring the scapula, the shoulder blades together. And while we're here, let's just enjoy the feeling of being able to let go. Whenever you're ready, your breath in. As you breathe out, choosing to release your weight, choosing to let go of maybe simply the breath. Any amount, let your forehead and your eyebrows relax. Breathe in one more deep breath in, all the way up into your neck, face. When you breathe out, let your eyes relax and sink. And then we'll bend one knee into the chest and then the other. We can take our arms around the outside of the thighs, interlocking fingers. We'll just begin by rocking side to side. You can press your thighs in towards your chest any amount. If you don't want to necessarily exert any effort just yet, that's okay. Just a gentle movement side to side is giving us a nice waking up feeling in our back. Now, so we're going to shift the grip so that we then keep our big toes together, palms of the hands on your kneecaps. Keep your big toes together. We're circling out the knees in opposite directions. And as you do that, I just want to draw your attention away from necessarily doing this in a correct way and be more concerned with feeling your body from the inside. This is your time for yourself, connecting with yourself in this moment. If the hands on the kneecaps doesn't work for you, don't have to do that. We're circling out the hips. And if your big toes don't want to meet, that's also okay. You don't have to touch your big toes together. Nice. If you're ready to go the other way, let's go the other way. Feeling the spine moving, lifting away from your yoga mat and then coming back as you draw your thighs towards your center line. Really nice. Okay, and then we're going to take the feet and the knees together. We'll take the arms wide into a T shape. A breath in. And as you breathe out, both of the knees to go over to the right, so you land on the outer right part of your hip. So we've got a little twist. Once your outer right thigh has touched your mat or the floor, you can turn your head to the open palm of your left hand. Breathe in fully. Really nice. Okay, on the in-breath, let's bring our thighs and knees back in through center. Hover, keep yourself to that center point in a moment, and then on the out-breath, both of the knees over to the left. Now, the idea is to keep your feet together so that one ankle bone is on top of the other, but your thighs will move, so your knees won't stay stacked perfectly. It's okay to shift your right knee a little bit towards the left knee, but of course it won't be perfectly there. That's just because of the shape of our pelvis. Once your left leg touches with down, you can turn your head to the open palm of your right hand. Nice big breath. Feel the breath from reaching from the abdomen up into your right rib cage, into the right shoulder area, your side of the neck, and as you breathe out, perhaps maybe as you breathe out, you choose to breathe out of the mouth to release any tightness that you might feel in your body. That tightness, as you breathe in, will become a little bit more keen. And as you breathe out, let it go. Let whatever it is, even if you're not sure, even if you're not sure of what you're letting go of, just let the out breath go fully. Nice. Okay, we'll bring ourselves back through center and we'll let our feet touch down onto the mat. Separate out your feet, and then we're just going to windshield wiper the feet side to side. So separate out your feet and take your feet out as wide as the edges of your yoga mat. Make sure you're kind of somewhat central, so you're lining up your body, and there's an arch in your low back and as well as an arch at the back of your neck. And then we'll just let both the knees flop out to one side, doesn't matter which. Breathe in, come back up to center. Exhale, as your knees go over the other way, breathe out. Inhale, we'll come back up. Exhale, knees over the other way, and then turn your head in the opposite direction to your knees. Breathing in, back up to center. Exhale the other way. Head turning in the opposite direction. So when knees go to the left, head turns to the right. And again, more important than the feeling of correctness or perfect alignment, tune into what your body feels like. We get so caught up with our days and our lists of things to do and just caught up in our head that we forget our bodies. So let's just come home to begin with before we go anywhere else. Nice, we'll do one more on each side and you can meet me back in that original start position with your knees bent. Nice, okay, so we're going to keep our left foot flat to the mat. We're going to lift our right foot up towards the ceiling. I'm just going to circle out the right ankle in 3 or 4 circles in one direction. Try not to go too fast. And then the other way. Nice, and then we can let that foot touch down. And then the other one to come up. So part of that sort of active doing nature of our mind is a very useful state of mind because it gets things done. But let's, for now, just feel your body contacting your mat, the weight at your neck and shoulders, the action of your ankle turning in one direction, then the other. And then we can let our left ankle touch down. Nice. We're going to have to spin to drop off to the side, and we're going to spin round so we meet in a tabletop position on hands and knees. So this week is going to be a bit of a bridge week. We're still going quite gentle into our practice. I'm just building us up very slowly. This week we're going to kind of revisit some of the things that we did in week 1 and some of the stuff that we did last week. So it'll be a kind of a consolidation. We're in our tabletop position. Your in-breath, your right leg to come up, please. Just hover it here for just a moment. Line yourself up, your right hip squaring with the left, your right heel extending behind you, shoulders away from the ears, chin slightly tucked, nice long neck. Keep it lifted, and on the out breath, we'll let the right foot touch down behind us and push your right heel back into the mat, lifting up at your right kneecap. Feel the breath into your right leg. Now, I do say feelings, be in touch with our feelings. On the exhale, we're going to lift up the right leg, we're going to touch down. Not to the point where we allow our feelings to overcome us. So if that's the kind of thing that's is happening for you, again, switch on to that. Let's just know that that might happen. We'll bring up the left leg. And I don't necessarily mean emotional states. If there's emotions there, notice that the emotion is there and that you are there able to perceive the emotion. Just keep being the perceiver of the emotion rather than joining in with it. It's a tricky and very precarious action, precarious thing to do, and it takes practice. It doesn't just happen at somebody saying it to you. Nice, and we're going to let the left foot touch down. We're going to push back into the left heel, lifting up at the left kneecap, thigh, all of that engaging. Keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing. And literally, this is why it's a practice, because it takes effort and repetition and persistence and resilience. Nice. So you're feeling that stretch at the left calf. We'll bring up the left knee on the in-breath. We can let that touch down. Nice, we did it yesterday, so we're going to bring up our right leg. You have a choice. You can just do the right leg going through if you want, right knee coming through as you bend the knee, or if you wanted, you could bring up your left hand and take the elbow in as well. Your choice. As I say, this is a bridge week. And you only need to do 5. Very nice. We'll let that touch down. Breath in, your left leg to lift. Straight after this, we're going to take a Shavasana, so a little bit more. As I say, you can just use the knee to come through, or you can use the combination of the right arm lifting and rounding through as well. Your choice. Really nice. Okay, so if that's your amount there, then that's perfect. Knees nice and wide, big toes to touch, seat to feet, arms outstretched, child's pose. Big deep breath out and a long exhalation out. So sometimes it can be that we're in such an active state of mind that we can not notice the little body signals and we can injure ourselves. But other times we can be in such a heightened state that it's difficult to get anything done. Become the observer. There's a really helpful little metaphor we can use. So if you're ready, guys, we'll bring our hands back either side of the head, pushing down into the hands. We're going to lift ourselves up, and we'll do a little wrist warm up before we place any more weight on our hands. So knees together, feet together. We can take our arms up, take your thumbs inside your palms, wrap your fingers around your thumbs, and we'll just roll them out at the wrists and the elbows. Feel that arch in your low back. And the mind will want to sort of wander away. That's okay. We just keep noticing that it's happening. That's all we've got to do. And as soon as you've noticed that's happened, you've actually brought it back without having to have done anything. Nice. If you're ready, we'll just shake out the fingers, flick out the fingernails, and we'll come back into our tabletop position. So this week's little exploration into Bhagavad Gita, and that's an exploration as to the sort of the deep self. So the one translation of it is soul, but I don't really know if that's a good translation. It's more closer to use the word Atma. Atma means that which is all pervasive. So we're in tabletop. We're going to start making big circles around our wrists and our knees. Doesn't matter which direction, because we'll do both. Just come as far forward as you like, and as far out to the side as you feel free. Nice. Nice, and we can go around the other way. So while you're doing that, I'll give you a couple of little hints as to the conscious self, referred to as the Atma, A-T-M-A. And so it is said of that it exists in all times, the past, present, and future. It cannot be born or die, and also, interestingly, the Atma can take no action. Cool, so if you've done both directions, we'll meet once again in tabletop and we'll bring our right leg up. So we just want to be the observation, the observer, rather than what is the observed. We'll take the right leg up and we'll take the right leg over to the left. Push back into the left, into the right heel. Feel that stretch, and then we're going to look around the left shoulder. Breathe into your right side body. Nice. In breath, head and leg back through center. We'll let that touch down. Inhale in, your left leg to lift. Exhale, left leg over to the right. So it sounds like a mystical thing, can't be born, can't be dead, can't die, doesn't, but it pervades all time, and it can take no action. Sounds interesting. We'll go a little bit deeper into that, see what we can find. Breathing into your left side body. Nice, okay, let's bring that left leg back through center and we'll let it touch down. So we're in a tabletop position. We'll bring our right foot out to the side and then we're going to turn our right toes up toward the ceiling. Yeah, so that right there will give you something of a sensation of a stretch. Any amount, you can take your seat back towards your left heel. Now you'll feel the stretch on the inside of your right thigh, just by having brought your weight back a little bit with your right toes up to the ceiling. Let's just be with this for a couple more breaths. Go deep into your hamstring. Don't try to push it or control it. Let's just feel and breathe into it. Really nice. Okay, we'll bring ourselves forward and we're going to keep the right foot there, and this time we're going to let the sole of the right foot touch down. Weight into your left hand. We're going to take the right arm, the right hand onto the right shoulder and start to make 3 or 4 big circles with your right shoulder. Once you've done them in one direction, same thing the other way. So explore the full range of this shoulder socket. See if you can just make a bigger movement, as free a movement as you can today. Nice, and for the last little bit, we'll inhale and point the right elbow up toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, point the right elbow between your left thigh, left arm. Tuck the elbow into your chest. Inhale, lift, exhale, round through, point through, tucking in towards your chest. Last one. Really nice, and we'll feed it through. One more breath. We're ready to touch our right hand down. Weight into your right hand and we'll bring our right knee under. Let's do the other side. Left leg out to the side. And you're bringing the left toes up to the ceiling, so you're balancing on your left heel. I like to tuck my right toes under. Just gives me a little bit more of a feeling of control. That right there might be your place. Just having your left toes off the mat might give you the stretch. Be gentle, please. Just let the stretch come to you. If you feel, you can take your seat back towards the heel to deepen there. Really nice. Okay, so we'll come forward and let the left foot touch down. Weight into your right hand and the left hand to your left shoulder. We can begin making our circles in one direction. So another, maybe a little metaphor to help us with this idea of Atman, that persistent thing which is in all things, including you and me. apparently. And one of the ways that it's described is to think of a photograph. Looking at the photograph, you can't see that there's a camera there, but we know that there must have been a camera present in order for there to be a photo. Nice. And then we'll go around the other way. So it's a little bit like that. While the picture sort of shows what was in front of the camera, we ourselves are not the picture, we're the camera, I guess. Nice. Okay, so if you've done both directions, we'll breathe in, left elbow to left ceiling, to the ceiling. Exhale, point through. Really nice. You can set your, once you've done 3 of those, you can set your left hand down. We'll bring the left knee under. We're going to take a little child's pose again, but this time we're going to work a stretch into our shoulders and our side body. So when you're ready, big toes together, knees nice and wide, and a child's pose from here. Lift your elbows off the mat and come onto piano fingers. It's quite natural that when you first do this, your shoulders will bunch up to around your neck. See if you can spread your shoulders wide. Now, if that means you change your hand position on the floor, fine, fine. Nice, we'll let the hands and elbows touch down. We'll look up and walk both of the hands over to the left. If you wanted, you could place your right hand on top of your left hand. Very nice. Okay, let's look in. We'll lift, look up, and we'll walk our hands back through center and over to the right. Setting your elbows and your forehead down. In your own time, you might place the left hand directly on top of the right. Breathe into your left armpit, the left ribs, shoulder. And at the same time as you do this, don't be in too much of a rush to feel a big pop or a big openness. We're just warming up fascia. We're just warming it up. That big release might come at some later point, or it might not. That's okay. We'll just do the work and see what comes and see what happens. Very nice. Okay, so we'll look up, lift your head, walk your hands back through center, a little bit back toward yourself. We'll meet in tabletop position, and from tabletop, let's take a downward facing dog. So we're going to push up our knees off the mat. Heels are off the mat to begin with. A little bend in your knees, straightening your arms, and on the out breath, we'll gently, gently draw our heels towards the mat. You might choose to bend one knee and straighten one leg, just pedaling out your feet, or you may choose to broaden at the shoulders by rolling your triceps in toward yourself and holding this downward facing dog. Very nice. On the out breath, we'll walk the hands back toward ourselves. We're in a forward fold, bend in the knees, head is heavy. And if you want to shrug your shoulders, you can let your mouth be open. We're just letting ourselves be here. A few more breaths. The next time you exhale, become aware of your feet so you can feel your mat underneath you. Tiny little extra bend in your knees to help your fingertips meet with the mat. Arms out to the side, push your weight in through your heels. more into your heels, and then bring yourself all the way up. The palms will meet up overhead, and with our left hand we're going to grab a hold of the right wrist. We'll pull the arm up and take a crescent moon, lean off to one side. Very nice. Breathe in to come back to center. Switch grip, right hand holding left wrist, lean off to the other side. Inhale, come back through center, release the hands, drop your shoulders away from you, palms facing forward. We're in mountain pose. Been a while since we've stood up, actually. If you wanted, we're going to be holding this mountain pose for a few more breaths. If you want, go up to a wall, and your heels, your buttocks, your shoulders, the backs of your hands, the back of your head. I actually find that quite difficult to do and not get kind of a little bit sort of cranky. I don't know why, but I do it. I do it several times in the day. We're not looking to push through anything, but I just want you to take these moments now to use the wall behind you to feel those parts of your body which might be tighter. You might feel, so the common places we feel tightness right now will be around the sides of your neck. Some people will feel a lot of tightness in the shoulders and maybe in the front of the shoulders. That tightness might run down into your forearms. If it's really painful, then soften to yourself. A little tuck of the pelvis. Very nice. And then take a little step away from the wall so you're no longer in contact with the wall. Now it's all about your feeling. So we're using tightness, we're using that to inform us now. Now as you breathe out, if you're ready to let go of any tight places, just make a choice. I'm ready to let it go. We'll step away from our wall and we'll come to the head of our mat. To begin with, let's bring the palms of our hands together, just as a reminder of this elusive, deep self. When you're ready to breathe out, release your hands. As you breathe in, turn the thumbs outward, the palms to meet overhead. As you breathe out, we'll separate out the hands, bend the knees, hinge from the hips, keep your back flat for as long as you can, then finally surrender your crown. Fingertips brush the floor. Inhale, or out and up with the arms, the palms to meet overhead, squeeze the glutes together, a little lean back. Exhale then 2 more times. Slowly, slowly, watching yourself move through space as you forward fold and then surrender your crown. Fingertips brush the floor. Inhale, out and up. Feel that little bit of a pinch in between the shoulder blades to keep them there. Palms come together. Squeeze your buttocks as you lean back. Exhale. Forward fold. This time we're going to take that forward fold just up halfway as you breathe in. Hands might come to your shins or perhaps to the floor. And on the exhale, we're going to bend our knees a lot. Fingertips touch down, your right foot to step back behind you. Any amount of a step back here is good. Think about lifting up your right kneecap and just lean and drop your pelvis towards the mat. From here, you'll feel a stretch into your groin. And that little thing we did yesterday, in fact, to lift our chest away from the left thigh. If you're new to this, guys, don't worry about that too much. That last lift of your chest. Breathe deeply. Feel your left foot and then kick your right foot forward into your forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Fingertips touch down, the left foot to step back. Take your time for your pelvis to settle into the stretch. Let it come to you. Breathe into the part of your body where you feel this the most. On the out breath, weight into the right foot. We'll kick our right foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold, fingertips to brush the floor, arms out and up. Take your arms up with you, palms meet overhead. We'll push the hands one into the other until we're standing, with our hands in the middle of our chest. Warrior two, the weight into your left foot. We're going to release the hands. We'll roll the thumbs back, arms out and up. As you breathe out, bring your right knee up and your hands into your middle line. Breath in, please. On the out breath, step your right foot back first for warrior two stance. And then we can release the hands and we'll lift the arms. So the warrior two bit is all about your right foot. You're pushing back into the pinky toe side of the right foot. We want to make sure we can see our left big toe. Well done. One more breath. On the next exhale, left hand to come down, right hand over the top. Pivot your right heel off the mat. We're going to step all the way back into downward facing dog. Exhale, forward into plank. Knees, chest and chin to come all the way down. Lift up into a little cobra. Don't worry about precision. Work with your breath. Push all the way back onto your knees and into downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg to come up. Exhale to step your left foot through. Pivot your right heel to the mat again. Lead with your right hand. Right finger's going to point forward, then up to the ceiling, then lift yourself all the way up for warrior two. Beautifully done. Breath in. Nice. Just a little bit of a lean back, Brenda. We're going to tuck through. We're going to bring our hands into our heart center. Lean into your left foot. We'll step forward. Beautiful. Full inhale. Lift your heart. Exhale. Release your hands. Just becoming the observer, the watcher. We're not going to join in. We're going to take our arms out. The body is doing its thing, is following instruction. Hands through center line, the left knee to lift. Well done. Exhale. We're going to step the left foot back. Foot touches down. We're going to release the hands. Breathe in to lift into warrior two. Get as quickly as you can into position. And then on the out breath, right hand to come down, left hand over the top. Just by that I mean, so we don't over engage with the mind. We're just flowing. Left heel off the mat. Step your right foot back. Don't over engage with precision and checklist stuff. Downward facing dog. Exhale into plank. Knees, chest, chin. All the way through into your cobra. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale all the way down. Push onto your knees. Tuck your toes under, back into downward facing dog. In breath, your right foot to lift. Exhale, step the right foot through. Left heel pivots to the floor. A lot of weight into your right heel. Left hand comes forward, up toward the ceiling, and then you push yourself up, back into warrior two. On the out breath, hands into your heart center. We lean forward, step forward. Breathe in. Become a master again, the observer. Heart is beating, a little bit of activity there, a little bit of flow. Let's build on this. The exhale will release the hands. Once again, weight into your left foot, inhale, warrior two again, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands through center line, your right knee to lift. Breathe in. On the out breath, letting go of trying to grip. We'll step the right foot back, warrior two, release the hands, inhale, lift up. So I know we're moving a little bit quickly, that's purposeful. Flip your left palm up to the ceiling, right hand down the back leg, left fingers point up to the ceiling. Exhale, left elbow to left knee, right arm over the top, side angle pose. I want you to breathe and move, flow. Left fingers back up to the ceiling, beautiful movement, yeah. And then back over again. Feel the breath. Now you're letting your body move and stretch In its own way, inhale, once again, peaceful warrior. And beautiful. This time we're going to take the left hand all the way down, right hand over the top. Pivot the right heel off the mat and then let the right heel touch down. Nice. We'll take the left hand, point it back behind you, then up towards the ceiling. Look up to your left hand if your neck allows. Breathe in deeply, reaching up towards your ceiling. Then take the left hand back behind you. The next time you exhale, the left hand's going to come down inside the left foot. Left hand is now next to your right hand. We'll tuck our right toes under and lift our right knee off the mat. Really nice. Breathe in deeply. And it might be that you choose to come up to fingertips if that gives you a little extra clearance with your chest. Breathe, breathe, breathe. If you're looking for a little bit of alignment here, squeeze your right buttock, lift up at the right thigh, long neck. Very nice. Okay, we're going to let the right hand touch down. We'll take the left hand outside the left foot. We're going to push all the way back to downward facing dog. Breathe in fully. Exhale, come forward into plank. We'll go knees, chest and chin. Slide all the way down into cobra, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, come all the way down, push onto your knees, back to downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up, lift up out of your right heel to give yourself the room to step your left foot through. Pivot the right heel to the mat, right arm forward, up. We're into warrior two. Really nice. Exhale, hands into your heart center, honoring that deep self. Lean forward, we step forward. Wow, we're there. Just stay with the flow of your breath. Observe. Body will want to react. Things will want to get in the way of you and your stillness. Guard it. Well done. Heart is pumping, blood is flowing through your body. That digestive fire is lit. There's a heat in the body. I draw you back to one of the verses from early last week. To act without concern for the fruit of the action. And when that happens, we can then allow our effort to be a sacrifice. Okay, weight into the right foot. Observing yourself release. It's nothing special, it's just very ordinary. Inhale, roll the thumbs back, the palms to meet up overhead. Hands through center line, your left knee to lift. Breath in. As you exhale, prepare to step back into warrior two. Doesn't have to be a big, huge step. Any step that is right for you is the right one. We're lifting up our arms. Warrior two, we're going to turn the right palm to the ceiling. Inhale, peaceful warrior, right fingers up to the ceiling. As you begin to move, flow your way. Right elbow, right knee, left arm over the top. Inhale, lift. So now we become like water. We allow ourselves to be a reed, like a reed in a river flowing. And any emotional state that we have, we can just show that emotional state and let it go. Nice, we're going to come up one more time. And on the next exhale, right hand is going to go out inside the right foot. Left hand is going to touch down. Pivot off the left heel. Nice, and we're breathing here. So your right hand is next to your left hand. They're at the instep. Your right foot is outside on the pinky finger side of your right hand. You can always come up onto fingertips if you feel that's more comfortable, or use a block. Lifting up at the left kneecap, turning and spiraling the left thigh in towards the middle line, engaging your left buttock. Neck is in alignment with your spine. Wonderful. Right hand outside the right foot. We're going to step all the way back, downward facing dog. Exhale, forward plank, knees, chest, chin to come down. Slide your way down, roll your shoulders onto your back. Flow up for your cobra. Exhale all the way down, tuck your toes under, push onto knees. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to come up. No, it's not, it's the right leg to come up. Exhale, step the right foot through. Left heel pivot to the floor, left hand forward, up and behind you. Warrior two. Exhale, hands through the center line, lean forward, step forward. Now as you breathe out, release your hands, travel down to the soles of your feet. Notice if you're gripping, let your weight be in your heels, a little bend in the knees, little pelvic tilt, shoulders back. Well done, everyone. Good job. Whenever you're ready, whenever you feel your heart is settled, we're going to take a seat. We're going to be sitting for just a few minutes, 5 or 6. If you have a strap handy and you haven't picked it up already, do grab a strap because we're going to finish using that tonight. So I'm going to elaborate a little bit further on this cinematic metaphor. Another way to describe the Atma, which is the not doing part of ourself, the observing part of ourself, is to perhaps to describe it as a cinema screen. So the cinema screen is not actually involved in I'm trying to think of a movie, Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings movie is just happening on the screen. The screen is separate. The screen does not participate in the action. But without the screen, the action cannot take place. I think this is the important thing. So just the observer, just that sort of containing part of you. Hopefully I've delayed enough for you to catch your breath. But if not, you just take your time. That's okay. We're going to use our little friend, the metronome, to breathe in for a count of 4. We'll breathe out for a count of 8. Pause for 2. 4, 8, and 2. Very nice. Continue. Let this be your last round. Whenever you get there, you can close your eyes if they're not already. I'd like you to just take all of your attention and gather it to the tip of your nose, the rings of your nostrils. Check which breath, where can I feel the breath? Is it hard or soft, moist or dry, left or right? Just one more minute, really watching closely the breath. Well done. The next time you're ready to breathe in, we can open our eyes, letting go of however that went. It doesn't, the end result of it isn't that we have looking for anything. Cool. So we'll just take our right arm up in front of us whenever you feel ready to, and then take it out to the side. Take your left hand onto your right wrist. Keep your right arm straight and just pull the arm with your help of your left hand, so you'll feel the stretch on the outside of your right shoulder. Breathing into that. And of course, if you're not comfortable sitting cross-legged, please feel free to adjust that. Really nice. Okay, we'll bring that back to center. Same thing the other side. So we'll take our left arm in front and then help it to the side. Very nice. Let's take the left arm back to the center and then put it up to the ceiling. Take your left hand down the middle of your back, and with your right hand, we'll just take the elbow any amount back. It doesn't have to be a big movement here to feel a stretch. So perhaps as you were sitting there counting your breath, at a certain moment you might have come into this phase where you're like, oh,
You might have noticed a certain stillness or a presence. Maybe, maybe not. Well, this is that Atman. I mean, I think this is about as close as I can get to explaining what Atman is. It's that observation. We'll take one more breath here, and exhale, we can release that arm. Same thing the other side. So we'll take the right elbow up and point that elbow and pull it back. I'm reminded quite often, it's strange how often I think of this, but I had a friend, I still have a friend, hopefully, who he's a kid, he's a boy really. He was like 19 when I first met him, and he'd spent 100 days in silence in meditation. Nice. And so when I met him after a year later, having had spent that time in sort of meditation, 100 days of silence, wow, big time, a serious meditation person. So I said to him, what about the meditation technique? And what is your insight? Tell me something good. And he said, very disappointingly, he said, Sunil, just observe. So that's all we're ever trying to do. So if you need to change position, we'll change position. Garuda arms. So we'll bring our arms out, palms facing the ceiling. We're going to cross the arms. Left, I'm just going to lean forward so you can see left elbow crossing over the right, and then wrapping the arms together like a rope. Nice. So you don't have to come up to your knees, but you can if you like. And then lift your elbows up as high as your shoulders. So they're right in front of your forearms are right in front of your face. Now, the trick will be lift your elbows, but relax your shoulders down. Breathe into your back. Couple of options. If you wanted them here, you might just choose to tuck your toes under. A little lean back and an exhale and a round through. Breathe up. Exhale, round through. So the right elbow is in the middle of your chest. Last one, don't have to do this. You can, it's just an optional extra. Nice. We'll come through center, lift up your arms, release them. Side, arms by your side body, really nice. And then just circle out the shoulders just to free up anything that might have sort of found its way out. Nice. Same thing, the other side. So this time will be the right elbow going over the left. I'll just lean forward so you can see the amount of cross. That's how much I'm crossing my arms, quite a bit. And then I'm wrapping through. Now, if the wrap of your arms doesn't happen, any hand position here is good. Any hand position, palms together is good. So some people, it might just be hold the forearm or hold the thumb. That's okay, don't worry too much about that. The important part, raise the elbows, but relax the shoulders. Nice, you're going to take then that little rounded action. Inhale to lift. Squeeze the buttocks as you lean back. Squeeze your buttocks, engage your abs. Exhale then when you're ready. Round. Nice. 2 or 3 more breaths here. Nice, and we'll take our arms up and we'll just let all of that go. Good job. So I promised you we'd need the strap. Let's take ourselves onto our back. And I'll give you 2 different variations with this. So you choose which is best. One of these is going to be a straight hamstring stretch. The other one is going to be hamstring stretch with a twist. I don't mean that metaphorically, it's a literal twist. So we can bring the strap onto the ball of the right foot, not on the arch, and then holding the 2 ends of the strap in one hand. You might have to actually turn in an inward spiral your right foot. So your right foot is dialing counterclockwise to find a little extra dimension to this. Counterclockwise with your right toes, kind of right leg. Now that there might be the stretch which is the one that you want to do today, and that's perfectly fine. It's a good stretch. If that's you,
Settle in. If you wanted to turn this into a twist, you'd take both ends of the strap into your left hand and take your right arm out to the side. Then you're going to take this right foot all the way over to the left until you land on the outer left hip. You might just find that your left hand reaches your right foot, or it might not. That's what the strap is there for. Really nice. So a gentle reminder to my friends with your right leg lifted. Because this is a hamstring stretch, you'll want to keep the right leg straight. If keeping the right foot straight up is not allowing your right leg to be straight, that means you have to take your foot away from you closer to the floor. So more lengthened strap is needed. If you've taken your right foot over to the left, you can turn your head to the right. So you're looking at the right shoulder, right hand. Whenever you feel you're ready to, if you've got your right foot up, switch your left foot into the loop. If you took your right foot off to the side, you might want to bend your right knee and then bring yourself back to center and then lift your left foot up into the strap. So we should all meet with our strap on the ball of the left foot. Cool. So we'll take that little stretch there and just let it come to you, breathing into that. A little reminder about the position of your left sit bone. If you find your left hip, your left buttock has lifted right off the mat, another sign that you're pushing yourself too far, make sure that your right sit bone is in contact with the mat. This is the root in the yoga. The idea is that every single posture we have, the root, the foundation is where we build up from. Very nice. And if you did it on the other side, you might want to do it on this side. So we take both ends of the strap into your right hand and your left arm off to the side. That's your counterweight. Then with control, we're going to take this left foot all the way over to the right. Let the foot touch down. So your left foot should make contact with the floor. Beautiful. What I love to see is people making the right choice for them. Yeah. Breathing, breathing, breathing. So those of you that have your right foot lifted straight up to the ceiling, you can now bend your left foot lifted. You can now bend your left knee and let your left leg reach down. We're ready for Shavasana. Those of you with your left foot out to the side, first you'll want to bring yourself up to center. So bend your left knee first and then come to center. Nice, and then you can extend your leg away. Take whatever time you need to become comfortable. Well done. Well done. Actually, I think that was a little bit more challenging than maybe we have been so far. And it wasn't too bad. I think you all did passed it with grace. Bye-bye. So if you're taking a meditation seat, please feel free to do that. You may want to mute me. And those of you that are in Shavasana, so you're lying on your back, if you're warm and comfortable, take these next few breaths to feel your contact with your mat underneath you, to rediscover the length at your neck, the shoulders reaching down away from the body, and you might want to revisit that little thing of the
outside of your thumb and index finger touching the mat. Your toes flopping out in opposite directions. And we just choose to be here. Become aware of the sole of your left foot. And then travel down to the sole of your left foot. We'll breathe into there. As you exhale, give permission for the sole of your left foot to relax. Breathe into your left toes, the top of your left foot, the left ankle. Breathing out completely. Let the left foot relax even more. We'll breathe into the left shin, the left calf, and the left knee. Breathing out, relaxing your lower left leg. A breath into the left thigh, your left hamstring, the left buttock. As you breathe out, let your left leg just melt and relax away. Notice the difference between your left leg and your right. Scan side to side and then travel to the sole of your right foot. We'll breathe in through the sole of the right foot. Breathing out to release there. Breathing into the right toes, top of the right foot, your right ankle. A breath out. And then a breath into the right shin, the right calf, the right knee. And then whenever it comes to you as you breathe out, allow for your lower right leg to relax. Become aware of your right thigh, and then draw the breath into the right thigh, the right hamstring, your right buttock. When you're ready to breathe out, we'll relax that again. Become aware of your pelvis and breathe into your pelvis. As you breathe out, let your weight drop any amount. A breath into your abdomen. Let it breathe and lift. As you breathe out with love, invite your abdomen to relax. Become aware of your low back and breathe into your low back. Breathing out, releasing, taking the attention to your upper back. And breathing into there. Breathing out, unburdening, and then taking the attention to your chest, collarbones. We'll breathe into here. As you breathe out, let your shoulders open even wider. And then take your attention to rest on the palm of your left hand. We'll breathe in through the left fingers, into the left elbow, shoulder. As you breathe out, let your left fingers curl, your left shoulder relax. Let's breathe into the right fingers, pulling the breath into the right elbow, the right shoulder. Breathing out, releasing, relaxing. Breathe into your neck, the sides of your neck, the back. When you're ready to breathe out, let your neck relax. Breathe into your chin, your jaw, cheeks and cheekbones, bridge of your nose and forehead. And then when you're ready to breathe out, let all of the muscles in your face relax and broaden, soften. We'll breathe in through the left ear. As you breathe out, let your left ear relax and the muscles on the left side of your face and head. Breath in through your right ear. Breathing out, the muscles in the right side of your face relaxing. Breathe in through the skin at the top of your head. As you breathe out, let that open. Very grounded now. Breathing in through both of the eyes. Breathing out, letting them relax. Breathing in through both of the optic nerves. Breathing out, releasing. Breathing into your brain. Breathing out, letting that relax deeply. Before you move, just become present again. Into this openness. Direct a little kindness toward yourself for having done your best. Whenever you're ready, you might choose to send a little smile or a little wiggle to the fingers of one hand and animate those fingers. You may choose to send a smile far away to the opposite set of toes and let your toes wiggle. Working your way around your body. In your own time, rolling out your wrists and ankles in one direction and then the other. If it feels good to have a stretch, let this quality of newness or freshness be there. Take your time. There's no rush. We'll just, whenever it's the right time, we'll just move to one side. Make any movements that feel good. Whenever you're ready to, you can just take an upright position. I hope that the practice this evening has given you a little bit of space to be, a little bit of a change in the routine. Have a lovely evening. Thank you for practicing your yoga with me and your effort.